Hi everyone, welcome. We have again with us expert Mr. Sandeep Sahni on financial planning. Before we start asking those questions, thank you very much for all those who've penned down their comments on the video that we've uploaded. And of course, the emailers that we've got with loads of questions, really appreciate it. And we'll try and answer maximum and cover maximum portions of those questions that have been sent to us. Welcome, Mr. Sandeep, once again.
Thank you, Abhishek.
The first question that we've got from our probable investors are that a lot of people want to buy their houses and they want to invest in real estate. So what is the right time to buy your house?
See, there are two aspects to this buying a house. One is a financial aspect and one is an emotional aspect. See, emotional aspect is everybody likes to stay in their own house. Everybody likes to buy a house. You know, the emotional aspect is that the house gives you a certain amount of status. It gives you a certain amount of respect in society. It gives you a certain amount of, a comfort. It gives you a certain amount of stability. That is why people like to buy a house. We come across a lot of investors and we ask them, why have you bought this house? And he says, because my mother always wanted me to buy a house, which is a very, very valid point. I don't see anything wrong in it. But then we come to the financial aspect of buying a house. Whether you can afford to buy a house, that is the first thing. See, buying a house is a major decision. It's not a small ticket item. It's a major item. We always say that your assets should be diversified. You should not be heavily loaded into any asset class. But typically what will happen is when you buy a house, your 80%, 90% of your portfolio will go into an asset which will possibly not be giving you any return also. See, apart from that, you should first decide where you want to settle in life before you buy a house. See, another thing is that we always feel, we've seen it happening to people that ideally what should happen is that not more than 30% of your income should go into an EMI. So if you are able to afford that, possibly you should buy a house. Like we had discussed in the last episode also, Abhishek, see, each asset class has a return. Like last time I think we had discussed and I told you that real estate typically gives you, real estate again has a cycle which is a 10 to 12 year cycle. अगर आप देखेंगे तो हर 10-12 साल के बाद रियल एस्टेट के प्राइस में स्पाइक आता है. तो अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट के पर्पस से देखेंगे सिर्फ, तो रियल एस्टेट में टिपिकली 10 से 12 साल के बाद आपके रेट्स बढ़ेंगे. वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट एनी स्पेसिफिक इन्वेस्टमेंट विच में गो अप, which is your luck, or you add some insider information or something like that. Let's forget that. But otherwise, जो आपकी बाकी चीज़ों में रिटर्न है, इक्विटी में रिटर्न है, बाकी जो एसेट क्लासेस में रिटर्न है, वो जनरली आपकी रियल एस्टेट से ज़्यादा रिटर्न होती है. मुझे ना इस पर एक बात याद आ जाती है. राकेश झुंझुनवाला, आई थिंक एवरीबडी नोज अबाउट राकेश झुंझुनवाला. Now he is a big time investor who I think anybody who's invested in the market likes to follow what Rakesh Jhunjhunwala did. He has this story where his mother told him to buy a house. And mother told him that you have so much money now, so why don't you buy a house? So he ended up buying a flat in Bombay. That flat costed him I think it was some odd crores, 3 or 4 crores or something. And after some time, he sold the same flat for 27 crores, which was after some 10-15 years. So his mother told him, see, I told you, this is such a wonderful investment you made. You bought this house for X and now you're selling it for 5X. He said, Mom, I had sold some Trisil shares to buy that house. Those Trisil shares would have been worth 300 crores today. So they would have been 10 times the amount. So see, it is for you to decide. I think it is very difficult to put it in plain financial terms when you should buy a house. But ideally, you should buy a house when you can afford it, when you have decided where to settle in life. It should not be that you buy a house in Bombay and you end up settling in Chandigarh. That won't make any sense. Because real estate, if you feel that it will give you a rental return, because rentals in real estate are not more than 2 to 3%, at the max 4%, right? So you can get a better return somewhere else. So वो चीज़ है. तो इसके बेसिस पे आई थिंक यू शुड डिसाइड कि घर कब लेना है और क्यों लेना है.
Interesting thoughts, Mr. Sandeep. I'll plan my buying of house accordingly. I think great insights. Another question which was very interesting that we had in our email was that what are the common mistakes that investors make, because there are so many options available to investors. So what kind of mistakes, since you've got a diverse and a huge experience of more than 30 years in this industry, what kind of a mistake do investors make?
See, typically, I'll tell you, Abhishek, what happens, what our experience with investors is, firstly, people don't make a financial goal. If you ask them what is your financial goal, they'll have a vague thing to tell you. But let's say if somebody tells you, okay, I have this financial goal for me, people don't quantify that financial goal. Like, for example, somebody says, I want to buy a house. Wonderful. Okay, what is the cost of that house? So the cost of house is, let's say, 1 crore. It is 1 crore today. When do you want to buy it? After 10 years. So after 10 years, what will be the cost of that house? So how do you start investing today to ensure that you have the amount that you need to buy a house after 10 years? People don't quantify it. They don't put figures to it. So that is the first mistake which people generally make. The second mistake which I have seen people make is that they don't start investing very early. They may start saving early. But there's a difference between saving and investing. Saving is when you save a part of your income and keep it away. Investing is when you make that saving earn money for you. When you make your money earn money for you, that is investing. So people don't start investing. I've had experiences where a client, a young couple, educated, very well educated, from the top-notch institutes, who had something like 50 lakh rupees lying in their saving account, and they were not investing. So I asked them, why are you not investing? So they said, sir, frankly, we've been thinking a lot about it, but if you ask us, we've just not had the time. That our lives are so busy, the corporate lives are so busy, that they did not have the time to actually start their investing journey. And let me tell you that in this investment journey, the only way that you make money, जो जादू की छड़ी है ना इस इन्वेस्टमेंट में, एक ही है, और वो है कंपाउंडिंग. और कोई जादू की छड़ी नहीं है. और कंपाउंडिंग के लिए टाइम चाहिए. अगर आप जल्दी शुरू नहीं करेंगे तो आपको कंपाउंडिंग नहीं हो पाएगी. That is the basic thing. In financial world we call, there is a rule of 72. That rule of 72 is 72 divided by a return is the number of years it takes for your money to double. So let's say if you invest in an FD at a 6% return, तो आपका 12 साल में पैसा डबल होगा. अगर आप 15% के इन्वेस्टमेंट में डालेंगे, जैसे इक्विटी मार्केट 15% के आसपास का रिटर्न दिया है पिछले 40 साल में, तो अगर आप 15% वाले उसमें डालेंगे तो आपका 4.5-5 साल में पैसा डबल होगा. तो आपके 35 साल होते हैं हर आदमी के पास इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए. 25 साल पे चालू होता है, 60 साल पे रिटायर होता है. तो अगर आप 6% वाले इन्वेस्टमेंट में डालेंगे तो क्या होगा? तो आपके 12 साल के बाद पैसा डबल हो रहा है. तो 12 साल के बाद 2, 4, 8, तो 35 साल में आपका 8 गुना होगा पैसा. अगर आप 15 साल वाले एसेट में डालेंगे तो आपको कितने रिटर्न्स मिल रहे हैं? 5 साल के बाद रिटर्न हो रहे हैं. तो 5 साल के बाद 2, 10 के बाद 4, 15 के बाद 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. तो एक तरफ आपका 8 हो रहा है, एक तरफ आपका 128 हो रहा है. That is the only difference in wealth creation, my friend. It is very simple. It's no rocket science. You just need to start investing early. You need to invest in a diversified portfolio which gives you a return which beats inflation, and you need to seek the help of an advisor who guides you along the way and helps you achieve your financial goals. And let me tell you, achieving financial goals is not difficult at all. My peon in my office, once we asked him, what is your financial goal? That young man, 25 years old, he earns 10,000 rupees a month. तो ही टोल्ड मी कि सर मैं तो रोज़ यहाँ पे करोड़ों की बातें सुनता हूँ, तो मुझे भी 1 करोड़ चाहिए जब मैं रिटायर होऊंगा. 25 साल का था, 60 साल पे रिटायर होना है, 1 करोड़ चाहिए. तो हमने उसका कैलकुलेशन किया. एट अ 15% रिटर्न, डू यू नो व्हाट वाज द इन्वेस्टमेंट ही नीडेड टू मेक एवरी मंथ? What is the every month investment he needs to make to achieve that goal? Just 800 odd rupees. 800 रुपया महीने का डालेगा तो उसका 35 साल के बाद 1 करोड़ हो जाएगा. And 1 crore रुपया is a lot of money. And today he is earning 10,000. He has to invest 800 rupees. After 10 years, he'll be earning maybe 20,000. स्टिल 800 ही डालना है. फिर 20 साल के बाद he'll be earning maybe 50,000, तब भी 800 ही डालना है. And he'll achieve his goal. So that is something which people don't understand. They don't understand compounding. They don't understand that if you do it in a disciplined way, you can make a lot of money. You would have heard stories of so many people whose father or grandfather bought a Hindustan Lever share or a Nestle share, and today or a Wipro or a Infosys or an HDFC bank, and today they have multi-millions, because of that. What has happened? Only because of compounding it happened. Those companies did well, out of compounding it happened. मैं आपको एक स्टोरी सुनाता हूँ. एक बार हमारे पास एक इन्वेस्टर आया, तो इसे यार मेरे ये कुछ शेयर निकले हैं, तो मुझे ये आप ये फिजिकल फॉर्मेट में है, तो आप देख दो मुझे. आई विल नॉट नेम द कंपनी, कि मुझे ये कितने के, अगर मेरे उसको डीमैट करा दें और इसको मुझे पैसे कुछ चाहिए तो कितने हो जाएंगे. तो हमने सब कैलकुलेट करके, तो वी सेड ओके दिस इज अ प्रोसेस, इट विल टेक 6 months to 1 year. तो सब कैलकुलेट करके उनको बताया. सो दैट अमाउंट वाज कमिंग टू सम 7 odd crores. सो नेक्स्ट डे वी गॉट अ कॉल फ्रॉम हिम एंड ही सेड, यार आप लोग फाइनेंशियल उसका बात करते हो और आपको जीरोस तो पता नहीं है. तो हमने कहा क्या हुआ? कहता है आपके जो एम्प्लॉई है उसने मुझे ये रिपोर्ट भेजी है, उसमें बोल रहा है 7 crore के. तो हमने कहा सर ये एक्चुअली 7 crore के हैं. एंड ही ऑलमोस्ट फेल ऑफ हिज शेयर. ही कुड नॉट इमेजिन. He was thinking of selling a property because he wanted to, he wanted to pay off a loan or something of 1.5 crores. And today, he's planning to pay off that, and he has much more in surplus line. But that is how wealth happens, which people don't understand. So this is a mistake, which people don't invest in equity. तो उनको लगता है everybody has a story about the equity market, कि मैंने उस साल में डाला था तो मेरा बहुत नुकसान हुआ था. What happens typically is people invest when they see a boom. When the market, the newspaper, the TV, everybody's creating a lot of noise about it, that is the time you start investing. और उस टाइम पे हम लोगों को बोल रहे होते हैं कि भाई अभी निकल जाओ. इन्वेस्टमेंट का टाइम तब है जब मार्केट सस्ती है. आप भी शर्ट लेने तब जाओगे जब मार्केट में तेज़ी होगी या जब सेल लगी होगी. तो जब सेल लगती है तो कोई शर्ट नहीं लेने जाता. इस मार्केट के अंदर कोई नहीं आता, सब भागे रहे होते हैं. सो ये सब गलतियाँ हमने देखी हैं कि लोग करते हैं. बट अगर ये बहुत छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं, अगर डिसिप्लिन तरीके से करें तो बहुत ही वेल्थ जनरेट हो सकती है. और आने वाला टाइम बहुत अच्छा है, तो बहुत वेल्थ जनरेट होगी if they follow the simple rules of investment.
Wonderful, Mr. Sahni. I must say that the audience would definitely appreciate your wisdom. एक सर सवाल बार बार हमें ईमेल पे आया भी है, and I think people have penned it down also, कि इंश्योरेंस कब लेनी चाहिए और कितनी लेनी चाहिए. द रीज़न इज़ बिकॉज ऑफ कोविड क्राइसिस, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस वाज एक्चुअली द नीड ऑफ द आवर एंड पीपल डिड नॉट हैव इंश्योरेंस. एंड ऑफ कोर्स इवन इफ यू हैव एन इंश्योरेंस देयर इज एन इशू ऑफ अ क्लेम. सो इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट में आपके हिसाब से इंश्योरेंस में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए और कौन सी और कितना, दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
पहली बात अभिषेक जी, मैं आपको थोड़ा सा करेक्ट करूंगा. इंश्योरेंस में इन्वेस्ट नहीं किया जाता.
ओके.
इंश्योरेंस कराई जाती है. आपकी गाड़ी है, आपके पास एक गाड़ी होगी जरूर.
बिल्कुल सर.
तो आपने वो गाड़ी की इंश्योरेंस कितने की कराई है?
ओके, अराउंड 50.
आपने गाड़ी की इंश्योरेंस वो गाड़ी की वैल्यू की जितनी की कराई होगी.
बिल्कुल.
इसी तरह से अगर आपको अपनी इंश्योरेंस करानी है तो अपनी वैल्यू निकालनी पड़ेगी. और आपकी वैल्यू क्या है, उसे हम एक ह्यूमन लाइफ वैल्यू, एक फार्मूला बोलते हैं. तो उस तरह से उसकी इंश्योरेंस एक इंसान की जानी चाहिए. सी, इंश्योरेंस इज कि इन केस देर इज अ प्रॉब्लम, योर फैमिली शुड नॉट सफ़र. दैट इज द पर्पस ऑफ इंश्योरेंस. इट इज़ अ रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ इनकम. इट इज़ नॉट अ रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ वेल्थ. People try to get insurance done as a replacement of wealth, which is not right. It is a replacement of income. God forbid if something happens to me today and I have dependents. तो मेरे डिपेंडेंट जब तक इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं हो जाते, उतनी अमाउंट कैलकुलेट करके मुझे इंश्योरेंस की रखनी चाहिए. प्लस अगर मेरा कोई डेट है, जैसे मेरा कोई हाउस लोन है, कोई और लोन है, तो वो भी अमाउंट इंश्योरेंस की वैल्यू में ऐड करनी चाहिए. सो वो उतनी इंश्योरेंस होनी चाहिए. So that is something which is important. Very basic thing. Don't do it on a piecemeal basis. I will advise everybody to consult an advisor and decide how much insurance are you eligible for and how much insurance should you take, so that God forbid something happens to anybody, the family is not suffered. family does not suffer after that. So that should be the basic rule of insurance. Insurance is a must. इंश्योरेंस है, आप गाड़ी की इंश्योरेंस अपने शोरूम से गाड़ी नहीं निकालते बाहर जब तक आपकी इंश्योरेंस ना आ जाए. तो आप कैसे आप बाहर निकल सकते हैं जब तक आपकी इंश्योरेंस ना हो. सो वही सेम लॉजिक अप्लाई होता है यहाँ पे भी.
Thank you, Mr. Sahni, again for sharing those insights. Again, thank you, viewers. I must say that Mr. Sahni has shared so much of his knowledge, and I'm sure you've appreciated it. We've tried to cover as many questions as possible, and would further request each one of you to keep pouring on those questions, keep sending them, keep writing them down in the form of comments. And once again, thank you very much. This is Dr. Abhishek Mishra from Hind Janpath.